Hello.
Hello.
Yes. How are you?
We are fine.
Okay. My name is Flavien. I'm a student of Bachelor's of Arts program at Southern New Hampshire University. I'm conducting interview as a part of academic work. With your consent, I will record this interview and use the information as strict video, and I'm working on for a goal called contribute to the society in the project called Government and You. So the interview will be used to create a video and submit it to College for America so that my project can be evaluated. And this recording will be used solely for this purpose. So the interview information will be temporarily stored to College for America online evaluation system, to which only evaluator and College for America staff will have access. Do you have any question?
No, we don't have any question. I
Do
don't.
you?
I don't.
Okay. Do you give your consent to be interviewed and recorded?
Yes, I give it.
Okay. Can you please read this?
Okay, thank you.
You can add your name here. Just where this dash.
I, Pacifique Wimana, give my informed consent to participate in this interview to be recorded and used as part of student academic work.
Thank you very much. So can you please also do
So
this?
I, Daniel Ntaukurjayo, give my informed consent to participate in this interview to be recorded and used as part of the students' academic work.
Okay, thank you very much. And then I have 4 questions to ask you. Are you ready to give me some views? So it is not a matter of answering. I only need to hear what really you know about what I'm going to ask you.
Okay,
So should I ask you now?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, now for the question number 1. What are the 3 branches of government? I will start with you, mister.
The
Can you please tell me?
branches
Of government,
Okay.
yes.
I know judicial branch,
Yes.
executive,
Yeah? Yes.
only those.
Oh, okay. Do you have any idea about this?
So I know judicial branch, executive branch, and legislative branch.
Oh, that's great. That's great, man.
Okay.
Then, what does those branch do? Do you know anything that these branches do?
Yeah. I know that executive branch execute the laws.
That's
To
great.
execute is like to make laws.
Oh, that's good, man. What about you?
So what I know is that the judicial branch is about justice. It deals with justice and court, whatever. And legislative deals with, I don't remember it too well, but what I also know is that in executive branch we have president.
Okay, that's great, man. Then I have the 3rd question. Then, Democrat and Republican are the major parties. Can you name the 3rd party? Do you know it?
The third party,
Yes.
Green Party.
Okay, that's great, man. What about you?
I also know Green Party.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, it's okay now. For the question number 4 now, what is the basic process which the bill becomes a law? Do you know that?
A process by which a bill becomes a law.
Yes. Do you have any idea about this?
I think people suggest a law to be voted, and then they process in their processes in their branches, and then later on it becomes a law.
Oh, great,
Okay.
man. What about you?
So what I think is that there is a president
Yes.
and maybe other people to support that president.
Okay.
All of them say, can't we make this bill a law? And then when they think it's appropriate, they make it a law.
That's good. Okay, guys, really I appreciate your contribution. You have really done great work to help me to complete my studies. There I do say thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Flavien Zamwita, student of Southern New Hampshire University. I'm doing Bachelor's of Management with concentration of logistics and operations. So I've gone through interview with various people, asking them about concerning 4 questions, which are the following: what are the 3 branches of government? And another question was, what does each branch do? And another was like, Democrat and Republican are the major parties. Can you name a 3rd party? The last question was, what is the basic process by which a bill becomes a law. So these are the questions that I went through asking different people on the trick. So people have, in the first video, you can see how people really responded. Everyone responded the way he wants, because this is how they understand. So now here I'm going to answer this question. Let me start first by the first question, which says that what does or what are the three branches of government? First of all, the three branches of government. The first one is executive branch of government. This is a branch that is made by of the president and vice president, as well as the cabinet. So the second branch is legislative branch of government. This is also called Congress. Another branch is the judiciary branch of government. This is a branch that is composed by the Supreme Court and other courts. So within this branch, there is Supreme Court and also other courts on their level or their categories. Okay, concerning this question of what does each branch do? So the executive branch of government enforces the role that the legislative branch have made. So the legislative branch of government, it is also called the Congress. It makes the laws. This is what it does. It makes the laws. It is divided into two parts. The first part is called Senate, and then the second part is called the House of Representatives. So there are 100 Senate and two by each state. Representatives meet together to discuss ideas and decide if these ideas, which are called bills, in the beginning should be adopted to become laws. So for the second, which is called judiciary branch of government, which is made by Supreme Court, and 9 justices have special judges who are in charge of interpreting laws according to the Constitution. So this justice only hears the cases to pertain to the cases that are pertain to issues related to the Constitution, in order to prevent each of the branch to have more power and take heavy decisions which could harm the country. The system of checking and balance was introduced because of this. So under this system, the president of the republic can use his veto to reject laws and that are created by the Congress. The Congress only on its side can reject decision made by the president. In this case, it can even remove him under special circumstances, judges which are proved by the Congress, and the president can check on them in return. So the Chief Justice can sit as President of the Senate during presidential impeachment. So this is the all concerning what does this part do. Concerning the third party's name, it is a Libertarian Party. Normally, the Republican and the Democrats are the two major parties in the United States of America. These two parties started with the office one of U.S. President Andrew Jackson in 1819. From the beginning, in 1799, the U.S. didn't have two-party system, but it had George Washington, a president without party. During his 2 terms, a rival grew between John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, both Federalists. Jefferson challenged Adams under the banner of Democratic Republican Party. Interesting that this is the first real party alone should contain the nominal seat of the president's two-party system. The word democratic implies with of the people. Then the word Republican implies rules of laws. So for the democratic, it implies only the will of people. Then for the Republican, it implies of rules of law, protection from a potential tyranny of the majority. So the democratic, the most aristocratic or Virginian democratic republican kept the presidency from 1800 through 1828. Normally, the play the minor parties plays a great role in American politics. They raise issues, and the Democrats and Republicans ignore because of their tendency to take middle of the road position. So as a result of this, parties can be catalyzed for change. Even though their candidate cannot win the election to become president, this party influence election, and sometimes they do obtain some elected position. They also contribute to the development of the country due to some good principles and moral that really they teach their members. So they have some morals that they teach their members, and this really they even the contribution they contribute to the development of the country. So this really shows that they get some position, though they don't want to be some, or they don't become president. This party, they get influence in the election, and they get some of those big position because of what? Because of how they contribute to the development of the government. Even they have some good principles and morals that they really teach their members, and this really make an implication within the other leaders to give them position within the government. Concerning the basic process by which a bill becomes a law, this is really, for instance, there are many steps that are required to be taken for a bill to become a law. So the legislative process may go as follows. First of all, the bill is first drafted. They first draft the bill. After drafting the bill, members of Congress, the executive branches, and even outside groups can draft bills. After this, it is introduced in the House Representative. Uh, the House Representative introduces the bill in the House. Then only members can introduce the bill. After this, the bill is sent to the committee. The Speaker of the House sends the bill to the committee. The committee takes the action. Uh, Most of bills dies here. Sometimes they do die from here. The committee may pigeonhole or table, amend, or vote on the bill. If bill passes, it goes to Rules Committee. So here, the committee decides the rule for debate, and when the bill will come up for debate. For debate, after this floor, the floor takes an action. Then, after this, the House debates the bill and may add amendments if, for instance, if a majority votes in favor of the bill, it goes to the Senate. Then here, the Senate introduces the bill, which is sent to a committee. After this, that's what happens. Then the committee takes its action. Same procedure as the House. Then, if the committee majority votes the bill, it goes to the whole Senate. After this, the bill called up. Then the majority pro leader decides when the whole Senate will consider the bill. When it is done, the pro takes its action. Then the bill is debated, and amendment may be added on this. If the majority votes in favor of the bill, it is returned to the House. Then, if the House rejects any of the change, the bill goes to the conference committee of members from both houses. Then, it works out a compromise. Then, after this, it is the time of the vote of compromise. After this, where both houses must approve changes by the conference committee. So, if approved, the bill goes to the president. This is now how the process. This is the process that how the bill becomes law. Then the president may sign or approve the bill or veto, reject. This is reject. That no. If approved, it becomes the law. This is now the process, the whole process. The president votes. If the president votes the bill, it can still become law if 2/3 of both houses vote the override the veto. So this is the process. Really, when you look at this, this is now the process of how the bill becomes a law. Most of the time, it becomes it is hard to understand, but it goes throughout these channels as I have mentioned throughout this. So this is all about this video. And now from the first question that we saw, one now can know this is really the branches of government, and this is what they do. Then the third party has known after apart from Democrat and Republican. Then also this is the basic process of how the bill becomes a law. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching.